Good evening and welcome to this episode of Eat, Crit and Survive Part 2, Eat, Crit and Survive plays a board game Part 2. That was the sentence I wanted to do. We're a little bit loopy because things have gone horribly wrong, but we are back and hopefully we are all okay. Things are fine. We have had some issues and the audio is perfect coming through on
just checking myself. Oh, I can hear myself twice. That's
there you go. I can hear myself talking, and that is weird. So I'm going to take these headphones off because I do not need to listen to myself any more than I already do. Hello, everyone, and welcome back if you were with us earlier, and if not, welcome now. I am Luke. I'm the Dungeon Master, General Chaos Manager of Eat, Crit and Survive, and today we are playing a board game. And with me, I have Tom, directly below me.
Hello.
And below him is our stream master for today. It is Ross.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are going to be playing Terra Mystica, which is a game that none of us have played before. So we're going to see how this works out.
Hey, Luke, can you just confirm? Can you hear me twice?
Let me check for you. Let me put this in. It will come up at some point because of the delay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yes, there is an echo on.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
Is the sound wave moving on the Zoom desktop?
It's not better. For some reason, it's like giving me the audio as well as.
You should, if you just switch off your mic. Because if it's still being filled through and being is your audio being pulled through on the Zoom call, do you think? Let me have a listen because it's coming up to that point. Pro streamers, guys. No, your audio is gone completely.
Desire. I think I have fixed it. Learning Streamlabs on the fly.
Tell me why.
Because your laptop fell over.
Tell me why.
Because Chrome is a resource hogger. Okay.
This is magic.
I think we're good now.
There you go. That's fixed it.
Sorry, everyone. Just learning on the fly. You know how it is.
That's okay.
Right.
I'm going to take that off because that is going to be very distracting. But I'm going to leave that open on my phone so I can see the chat. If you are in chat, feel free to come and say hi to us. We are friendly. We do not bite. If you have any questions for us, any at all, predominantly the main one is, are we all single? None of us are. At least two of us are married. I'll let you figure out which two. Ross, just don't lift up your left hand.
It's actually awkward because I was lifting on my left hand. I just said that.
No. So yeah.
You've gone offline again, by the way.
Yeah, you have.
Have I?
Yeah. But it's okay.
Bad connection, reconnecting. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Right. We're having this is one of the things of playing digital board games is that sometimes technological issues will come into play and we have no idea why. They just do. So that is now all fixed. I'm back in the game.
Sure.
I'm going to open up the rules so that I can have them ready to cross-check at any point that we may come across them.
Yeah,
I'm sure we won't.
continuously,
Because,
but
I'm sure we won't because we are pro
Yep.
streamer.
board gamers.
Ross, would you like to take us through the game?
I will do my best. So, starting from the top, we have a main board in the middle of the screen that is filled with different types of terrain. The intention of the game is to essentially convert the terrain to your type, which then allows you to place buildings on it, and then buildings mean prizes or victory points. So victory points are any symbol that looks like this with a number on it. And you'll see that you score points around the outside of the board, and the player with the most points at the end of the game wins. We will start off at 20 because there is opportunities to take negative points.
We're going to take this blue marker out because that is
just
not
not helpful.
someone.
Those right. So there's kind of several elements to Terra Mystica. So where to start? Let's run through with the different elements on the main board. Why not? So you'll notice that we've had the game already set up for us. This is the introductory setup for 3 players. There are different tiles with certain terrains. For example, I am playing as the alchemists, who have I presume, swamp, I would presume. And so I can place my building on here, and this has all been set up for us. So same for Tom with the Nomads, and same for the Luke with the Witches on the forest and on the desert, one would presume.
Yes.
Then on the left side of the board, there are 6 tiles here because there are 6 rounds to the game, and each round, if we complete this action, we get the victory points on it. So for example, in the first round, if we build whatever those buildings are called now, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Settlements.
Settlements, thank you. Yep.
Yeah, dwellings or
Dwellings,
settlements.
that's the one, yeah. Then you will score 2 victory points. And then at the right hand side of that card is on the cleanup phase. If we have moved at least 4 steps up the fire track, we will gain 4 power. Essentially, we can move 4 power along, and I'll come to the power in a second. Just for a point of clarification there, if someone had gained 8 fire up the fire track, then they would have gained 8 power. So it's basically for every whatever the value is on that track gives you the value. So linked off from that, let's talk about the elemental track. Essentially, we can move up these tracks with our markers. As you do, when you pass these middle points here, you also gain power. Again, come to that later. As you're progressing up the track, you're trying to essentially get to the top. Only one player can hold the top position, and you can only access that top position if you have built a city or a town. I'm trying to remember which word they use. I think they use the word town.
It's a town, and when you build a town, which is made up of any combination of 4 of your own pieces, which can be upgraded from the settlement.
Yes.
Or the total of them being 7.
Yes.
Or any 3, which does include the sanctuary, I think.
Yes.
Then you you unlock it as a town. You get a little bonus marker, which is over on our right over here somewhere. Wherever it is. It's around here somewhere. Okay, it's one of these places here, which have got points value on them. They also have a little bonus to one of the elemental cultist tracks. They also give you a key, and you need those keys to be able to unlock the ultimate tier of being a cultist.
Yes, and you need 1 for each area. So if you happen to get up 1 track, you need 2 towns essentially in order to access multiple tracks. The other thing as well to mention around the tracks is we all have priests, which are these meeples at the top of our player boards. And when you place them into the zones underneath the bottom of that track, the 3s and the 2s, you can progress your marker up by that much when you do that, basically. And then that priest is like locked into that zone. That means I can move my guy up 3 spaces. I think I started here as an example. So that's kind of the cultist track. You'll notice that we've started already on there, and that is based on the factions that we are playing and their start value. So, for example, my start value is 1 water and 1 fire. and that is why I'm on 1 and 1 for the fire and the water tracks here and here. Good. Okay, that's a good sort of start. The other thing as well, to probably throw in quite early on and rounds off, I think, most of the main player board, is at the very top here in the corner of the player board is sort of end game scoring a little bit. So for how far you are up each of the tracks, number 1, number 2, number 3, based on positioning, you score 8, 4, and 2 points, victory points at the end of the game. And also the one at the top, which is why it's worth going up those tracks. And then also for the largest settlements which are adjacent to each other, and I'll get to adjacency in a little bit, you score, for the largest one you score 18, for the second largest you score 12, and for the third largest you score 6. It's also important to note that if you have 0 in any of those, you don't score any points for third place, essentially, so you need to, it's worth getting at least 1 point in each one. And then, why not, let's just round off the whole board. I talked a lot about power. One of the things you can spend power on is these special actions at the bottom here. So, once per round, you can spend 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, or 6 power, and you get access to these abilities on here, which I can probably cover off in a bit, based on some of the normal actions. That's pretty much the main board. Does anyone have any questions around the main board, or anything I think I've missed anything?
No, I think I understand.
So, going to the player boards then, just to sort of explain what's going on here. I'm going to run off my board, guys, so I don't know if you want to sort of half follow along. I talked a lot about power, so I can probably finish off most of that discussion. You have 3 bowls. You've got a level 1 bowl, level 2 bowl, and a level 3 bowl. And essentially, power in the game gets recycled, more or less. So anytime it says about gaining power, essentially what you're doing is you can choose to either move that power from your first to your second bowl, or from your second to your third bowl. And then once it's in that third bowl, that's when then you can expend it to do a special thing, like I mentioned a second ago on that those special actions at the bottom of the board, on the main board over here.
One thing to point out is probably worth mentioning is you can only transfer from the second bowl to the third once all power from the first bowl has been put into the second bowl.
Yep, fair point. And once all the power is in the third bowl, you can't obviously put more power through. You have to start cycling it back into that first bowl. There is a special action you can do which kind of doesn't take up your actual action, which is you can move, I think as far as I'm aware anyway, is you can move power from your second bowl to your third bowl without a thing letting you do it, basically, you know, like one of these other actions that does it. But when you do that, you lose a power for the rest of the game. So when you put one in here, one goes out off to the side of the game. If you put another one in here, then another one goes out off into the game. So it's a way you can get some power into there, but you obviously run the risk that you'll make yourself weaker in the longer term.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, and in fact, you can see there's other things you can convert your power into here, which is, you know, 5 power into a priest, 3 power into a worker, or 1 power into 1 coin. Another good thing to just mention that is around that is at the end of the game, every 3 coins is worth a point. So if you want to dump your power, doesn't mean anything, so you can dump all your power out for coins at the end of the game. Just as a thing to mention.
Just so you don't get confused, Ross, for some reason you're missing a house down here, so I've just taken one of those blue and just put it as a bonus house for you in the unlikely event that we ever run out of houses for you.
Thank you. That was good to know, because I would have been very confused. I'm just trying to think what the best way to do this is. So I think that explains kind of the power concept and the main board concept. The one thing as well to cover off a little bit, as I've alluded to, is your faction has their preferred terrain. And in order to convert tiles on the main board into your terrain, you need to spend dig icons, essentially, equivalent to how far away that terrain is away from you. So if I want to convert some mountains into swamp, I need at least 3 dig tiles in order to get there. if I want to convert a what looks like ocean or lake into it, I only need one dig tile or icon.
Isn't it that you have to use spade icons as soon as you get
That
them?
is correct.
Yes.
Yes, there's no way of save, which is why I was quite specific around using the dig icons or whatever, because yeah, they're not a token you save or a resource. You have to use them at that time. So I think probably having said all of that now, the easiest thing to do would probably be run through the actions available to you, because I think that then explains the rest of the concepts. So there are 8 potential actions you can take. The first one is you can convert or terraform essentially a tile using dig icons, as I've mentioned already. When you do that, you can place a settlement on there, but you can convert multiple areas, but you can only ever place one settlement building per action. That pretty much is the gist of that. Then for the second action you can do, you can move your shipping icon along. You score victory points when you do that, but also, as I said earlier, and I'll come back to adjacency, it means you can do things in adjacent. So when you normally do a convert, for example, if we look at the main board really quickly, I could convert this area here like that because it's adjacent to this building here. However, I need a shipping I don't know what the word number of at least 1 in order to access this tile up here, because I need to get over these river spaces basically. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Cool.
There is a thing for building bridges which makes
There
it
is.
adjacent, doesn't it?
Yes. So I'm trying to remember where that is right now.
That's one of the
Yeah.
actions over here.
Yeah, so you could do that, and that makes it adjacent without needing the shipping lane there, basically.
I mean, does that make it directly adjacent?
It does, yes.
It does.
Directly adjacent.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
The sorry, excuse me. Oh yeah, and sorry. The cost for that is always on this side here. So I think that costs a priest and 4 coins in order to move that along as well. So you can take the action, but you have to pay the cost. The third action you can take is to make digging or terraforming essentially cheaper. So that costs you 2 builders, 5 coins, and that priest meeple, and you basically move your icon up there. You score 6 victory points there, and then from then on in, it's only 2 builders per dig rather than 3 builders per dig, and so on and so forth going up. The fourth action you can do is you can upgrade your buildings. So on the bottom row you have your normal buildings, the settlements, and as you're moving up you can see they're exposing stuff, which I'll get to in literally 2 seconds. But there's a little arrow which sort of shows on that left hand side of that bar, which shows it can be upgraded into whatever this building is now. I can't remember the name of it again.
Church, I think.
Church, maybe? Yeah, you're probably right.
The circular ones are the churches.
Trading house. It's a trading house.
Do you know what it is? It's because they look like the church buildings in tiny towns. And it has a steeple, yeah. It looks like the church building in tiny towns, and it has a steeple.
So the trading house. Oh yeah. So trading house. Obviously, again, the costs are on here. So it's 1 builder and 2 coins for the basic buildings. You got for the trading house. You got to have 2 workers, and it's either 3 or 6. The split cost, off the top of my head, is based on whether you're adjacent to another player's building, I think. Anyone want to correct me on that if they know or confirm?
I'll have a look.
I'm pretty sure. Once you confirm that, I will move on. You can then convert a trading house up into a stronghold, again with the adjacent costs, and that gives you some more options basically going forward in the game. Or you can convert your trading house into a temple, which again has some benefits and also gives you access to, I'm trying to remember the name of them now, the blessings. I think they are favor tiles. I think it might be favor tiles. And then from a temple you can upgrade a temple into a sanctuary, and again you get some benefits from doing that.
I think the temples only give you priests, but sanctuary
Yes.
gives you favor tile as well as a
Yes,
priest.
that's fair. You'll notice that there is power icons next to each one. That was what Luke referenced to earlier about making a town. Is you need to have a power of 7 or more in adjacent buildings, and the value is you can have 7 of the basic buildings available, or you can have some combination between trading houses, strongholds, all this sort of stuff. Also, when you upgrade or build next to another player, that player can choose to progress some power equal to or equivalent to the level of the building that you're building, but with the drawback that if they take that power, they have to take negative victory points equal to 1 less than the power they took, basically. And it's an all or nothing on that. If someone builds a stronghold next to you, you can choose to take 3 power, but you have to take -2 victory points. You can't choose to only take like 1 power or something along those lines. So I mentioned when you reveal buildings, that's basically at the upkeep stage. Anytime there's a hand with an icon above it, you get that. So, for example, at the beginning of the game, I'm going to get, at the upkeep stage, at this point, I would get 3 builders. But if I built a trading house, I would also get about to move a power along and gain 2 coins. So,
Except when you upgrade, the thing you're upgrading comes back and covers
correct.
the original icon back up.
This is correct, yes. So if you upgrade too quickly, you probably are hampering yourself a little bit there. I'm just trying to. Obviously, there's different values under there. You get priests, you get some gold, you get some other bits and bobs.
So the dwelling house up to a trading house,
yes.
it costs you 2 workers and 6 coins. If there is at least 1 opponent structure directly adjacent to that dwelling, you only need to pay 3 coins.
So it's just any structure?
No, for upgrade, any structure is adjacent to it, then it costs half.
So it's just any structure adjacent to it. Yes, cool.
Any of your opponent's structures.
Oh, it is opponents. Okay, sorry, that was what I was specifying. Yeah. Cool. I think that's it on the player board. Obviously, each faction has their own unique ability as well, which is shown on the player board. So Feck knows what mine is. We can probably look it up in 2 seconds.
It looks like you can exchange coins for victory points.
You may trade 1 victory point for a coin or 2 coins for a victory point at any time, any number of times. It's basically I've got the Philosopher's Stone. And then my stronghold is after building a stronghold immediately and only once gain 12 power. From now on, 2 power for each spade you get throughout the game for the remainder of the game. So basically I can cycle a lot of power through that. For you, Tom, with the Nomads, you get 3 dwellings at the beginning of the game instead of 2. And your stronghold ability is after building the stronghold, take an action token. As a special action, you may transform a terrain space directly adjacent to one of your structures into your home terrain. On this space, you may then immediately build a dwelling by paying its costs. Use this action token to keep track of using this special thing. So basically, when it says use an action token, it means one of these crosses. So you put a cross over there to say whether you use it or not, basically. But you get a once per round ability free transform, I guess.
Once per round. Wow.
Sorry?
I said once per round.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because you clear off.
It's one. So basically,
the once per action phase. Yes.
I'm going to put this
we
back.
keep going until we pass.
Yes.
Effectively. So it'll be once for every one of the 6 rounds.
Yes.
Effectively. And my
Go for it.
ability is that I gain an additional 5 victory points when I found a town. So when we have that connection of multiple buildings that give up to 7, there's 4 of them altogether. And my stronghold is I take an action token and I can do this special one. I can build 1 dwelling in an unoccupied forest space, which I don't have to pay coins or worker, and I can ignore the adjacency rule. I can use any free forest space as long as it has been forest at the beginning of this action. Therefore, I cannot transform it beforehand. So basically, I get to just spawn into a forest for free. but I
Nice.
don't have to be adjacent, so I can go anywhere.
Cool.
Which is kind of similar to Tom's, only it's a little bit more. It's a little. I mean, they're quite balanced actually. Tom's basically lets him transform any terrain and then put something on it, whereas mine lets me just build one for free, but it's not connected, so I can spawn out.
So I realised that I got sidetracked halfway through doing the things because obviously we talked about the buildings. So action 5 is you can take one of your priests and then basically do what I said earlier, place it onto one of these locations on here and move your icon up. It does mean that this is then locked out to that space for the remainder of the game. Action 6 is to do one of the special actions on the board, and then you cover it off, and then so they can only be done once per round, essentially. Action 7 is to do any action on any of the other things you have. So, for example, your stronghold, your special actions, which I'll get to in a second, and or any other tiles you may have. Basically, you can just do the special action on that. And then 8 is essentially end your turn. Is my understanding by that.
That looks like it's pass, yeah.
Yeah, you basically pass. You put your, you could put your, I can't remember what they call it now. The scroll essentially back, and then you, if you're the first person to do that, you claim the first player token for the next round, and you pick up a new scroll. Cool. Take a deep breath. And then the last things to talk about is obviously just what is going on this right hand side of this screen. So we've got the options of the favors up the top here. Which we can pick from. The towns we've already mentioned, obviously resources for money and all that good stuff. And then these tiles here are essentially boosts we get each round, and some of them have upkeep benefits and all this sort of stuff. But when you end your turn, like I say, you put one back and you claim a new one. If we all pick one and there's 3 left, then the ones left get coins on them to make them more desirable, essentially. So it's just a little nudge for the beginning of for the round, basically. I think I've explained everything. Has anyone forgotten
You have explained.
I feel ready.
That's pretty much everything. So to start the game up, we would normally have to place out our pieces, but because we are doing the introductory game, it has done that for us. So the next step we have to do, I believe, is we choose our bonuses for this round.
Yes.
Don't we choose the first player? Because that depends
yes, it does. Because
well, I feel like we should just go random. No, okay.
It's in reverse order, isn't it? So if you're last, you
so
choose.
okay, our usual way of doing this is to just roll initiative, effectively. So let's see. I'm sure there is a starting condition, which is probably youngest player or something like that, which I know is me. So we might as well roll for it.
What are we rolling? Roll a d20.
No, Ross, roll a d4, and Tom and I will also roll d20s.
I got a 16.
I got a 5.
I got an 18.
So Tom is going first. I have paid for my sats.
Yoink.
Cool.
So, hang on. What order are we going to be playing them through? Just.
I was thinking that this would be clockwise, like.
So go Tom, me, you. Yes.
Sure, you're actually going clockwise under, but that's fine also.
Oh, I see. So go from Tom,
No,
go right.
No, you're right. No, you're right. Let's do it in reading order. That makes sense. Tom, you, me. Tom, you,
okay,
me.
so
Tom, you, me.
Okay, so Ross, you are the last player, so you get to pick up the first bonus token.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The open hand means at the beginning of the turn you gain the ability, and then it's if it hasn't got a hand, it's something that happens at the end of the turn when you have passed, and you give it back. So, for example, this token you gain 3, you advance 3 power.
Yes.
But at the end of the round, you would gain +1 to your shipping.
Yes, I think you are correct. Although the slight thing on that is that this is an action you could take if you wanted to take it.
That is a bonus action you can take, yes. Which grants you extra spades that allows you to transform, effectively. Gets you a free spade.
I'm just trying to find the example for that particular.
In phase 2, as a special action, you may take action 1, getting a free spade for this purpose. You just put an action to just show that you have used it.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Would you like me to give a quick rundown of what each of the things do?
Yeah, go on then. Why not?
Okay, so starting from left to right, you gain 3 additional power, and in phase 2, and for that round only, your shipping value is increased.
Yes, that's what I thought it might be. Yeah.
Misread that. So that's a temporary bonus, not a permanent buff. Then we've already talked about the next one, which is the plus. You get an extra spade as a free action once and 2 coins. Next one, pretty self-explanatory. Get 6 coins. Then we have the in the collect income, you gain 2 additional workers. After returning this card after passing, you get 4 victory points if you have built your stronghold, and or 4 victory points if you have built your sanctuary. So that's how it encourages you to build. Then you gain 3 power, and you gain 1 worker. And finally, you gain an additional priest. So do we start the game with our 7 priests? Is that right?
Yeah.
Where are their extras?
I think that means we gain a priest to use, doesn't it? Because we have to pay for priests before
Yeah,
we.
where do you have to pay for priests again?
Although it's weird because it says we can pay for three power on the board, but it's 5 power on the card. Maybe the 3 power one is one that can only be done once per round.
Where are we looking? Sorry.
Well, so the special power actions that are on the main board. One of them says spend 3 power to gain a priest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that once per round?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's 1 person gets that once per round.
Yeah. So then normally it's 5. Where did I see that? Spend.
Is it under the monastery, effectively? Yeah, you get a priest if you have built.
The actual power fold.
Oh yes.
Spend 5 power
to
gain 1
Yes.
priest.
Okay, so they are a resource that has to be earned.
So just getting a priest is pretty good.
Yeah. And I think they just get stored in our little storage section where our book is in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Which is why it's only 1 thing on that, which makes sense.
Yes. All right, Ross, you are the first to choose.
I am the first to choose.
Would you like?
That is a great question.
Also worth noting, on the Tabletopia script, we already have our 3 starting workers that we all get as a result of it, and our 15 coins. They are a scroll here rather than going coins, because that's easier. Yes, Tom.
I only start with 2 workers, so that in the first round, at least, we're all even in terms of workers.
Yes.
Because I will gain 4 at the start of my round instead of 3.
Correct. And we've all progressed at different rates up our various track. I think Ross is up 1 on the fire and water cultist track. Tom is up on the fire and earth, and I am up on the air twice. That's interesting. Ross, which bonus action have you taken? I'm going to usual role as host.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, that's fine. I'm just trying to make some sort of strategy, but I don't really know what I'm going to roll with. So I'm just going to take the one which we always sounded like we wanted a little bit, which is the priest one.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to take the. Now, it's a question of do I want power? Which the answer to that is always, is why I'm Dungeon Master. Or do I want money? I think money looks like it might be a harder commodity to come by. So I'm going to take 6 money.
Okay. I will take the power and the extra worker.
If you hold fire, Luke, well, we'll do it in the income phase anyway, but just as a heads up.
Oh, yeah. That comes with the income, doesn't it? Yeah, you're right.
Cool.
So, is it the income phase now?
Yeah, so now that we've all selected... I'm just following the flow of play.
So a coin goes onto each of the options that were not taken to make them more attractive, which I have done.
That, thank you. We go to the game we're on. Flow of play, yep, cool, yep. Phase 1, yeah, here we go. Phase 1 is income. So we've all done it. We've all picked a bonus card, so now it's phase 1. So basically, anywhere where there is a hand symbol, and we all do this at the same time, you collect that resource. So most of us were probably going to be collecting 3 workers.
And I
I'm going
get
to collect 5 actually, because
5 workers.
5.
5?
Oh yes, you get 5, and you
Let me
yeah,
try this one.
and you also get to progress your power.
Did I just add too many workers then?
yes.
I did add too many workers.
Does it all have to be from the same bowl to the same bowl?
You can only progress. You have to go.
Oh
from
yeah, I
first
can only
bowl
do
to
1
second. Yeah.
to 2, can't I? So I will progress 3 power up into bowl 2. Right.
Ross, you are up first, my friend.
No.
No, it's now.
Oh, Tom, you are up
yes.
first. Sorry, brain.
Okay, so I get to take one of these actions. Right. I am going to do the first action, spend 3 workers
Yeah.
to get a spade.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Get those back in the workers' bag. I am going to terraform this red mountainous area
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
there into desert.
Nice. And you only just clarifications for everyone. You only need 1 spade because it is 1 spade distance.
Yeah. I think can I build as part of the same action?
You can, yes, correct.
So it's
you have to still pay the cost, yes. But
yes.
1 worker, 2 coins, yes.
So if I minus 2 coins and minus 1 worker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get rid of that for you.
Thank you. And I will put a dwelling on that place. And Luke can gain a power.
If he's so
Yes, I gain. Is it from anything that moves? Because I don't lose points because it's 1 minus.
correct. Yeah, you can just move anyone along, basically.
Yep, I've done that.
Okay, that is my action.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. All right. I'm going to spend 2 of my workers. I have no idea if it's the thing. This is a learning game. We have no idea if
absolutely.
it's going to be any good whatsoever. We're just going to try stuff and see what happens. And maybe in a year we'll come back and try it again. I'm going to spend my 2 workers, which have just somehow ended up floating vaguely nearby. And I'm going to spend 3 coins. That's the wrong way. Which puts me down
to 18, I think.
Down to 18, yeah, I'm scrolling the wrong way. And I'm going to upgrade my settlement.
Okay, yeah.
Into a trading house. Because I'm building it where it is adjacent to 1 or more of my opponent's spots.
It only costs you 3.
It only costs me 3.
Correct.
However, I can...
You can now choose to take 2 power, move 2 power, but you take -1 victory point for doing that.
Yes.
I think I will do that.
I think at the beginning of the game is probably the time to do it.
So I am officially in last place.
Yes.
We're winning, Luke. And that's all we've got time for. So what we'll do is we'll total up the score right now and...
Yeah, this may be running late tonight, just as a heads up, for, well, your benefit more than anything else, Tom. I don't know if you've got work tomorrow.
I do not have work tomorrow.
Then fine, we can just crack on as long as...
Long it out.
I do have a wife to be, but sure.
So, is it my turn? I presume it's my turn.
Yes.
It is your turn, yes, sorry.
I started continuing as if it was, so I will keep going. I am going to... this might be a cheeky start to the game. Let me just check I can... I can. I'm going to take the 3rd action type and improve my digging, basically. So that's going to cost me 2 workers
And 5 coins.
And 5 coins.
And the priest.
And my priest.
Nice.
Since you have a priest.
Yes, and that means that then I can progress up here. I gain 6 victory points.
By the way, I think I should have gained 2 for building a settlement.
You are correct. Yes, you are correct. Yes.
So I'm actually
We do need to keep an eye on that.
there.
And
do I gain something for building?
No,
not this
not
round.
this round. It's for particularly the settlements, not the.
The next round, if you manage to get your stronghold or your
Yes.
what's the other one?
Sanctuary.
Thank you. Out.
It's in the 4th round.
Oh, I had forgotten that these were.
I mean, you have plenty of time, I think, still to do it. So.
Yeah. This makes sense of the way that it's laid out, actually, with this sort of cover at the top, because in the 6th round you don't get that cleanup bonus.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
I've paid for everything. I've done that. I gained my victory points. I think that's me done.
All right, Tom.
Back to me. I am going to upgrade the settlement I just built.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, again, because it's adjacent to Luke's, it will only cost me 3 coins.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct.
So that will cost me 3 coins and 2 workers. And then I can return this to here. And I get one of these, and Luke can choose to.
I think I will do that because I might as well have.
Aren't you two the best of chums? Giving each other power.
We have developed a symbiotic relationship where power is everything.
Alchemist McGee over here is just sitting on his own with his lonely one.
I mean, there's nothing dodgy about you sort of lurking in the swamps and pouring over your chemicals and.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I am going to spend. Basically, I'm going to spend all 4 of my workers and 2 coins. I'm effectively doing the digging action and terraforming all at once. Whoops, let's not take the actions card with me. That doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
But for speed, I'm just going to do them all at once. I say for speed, but I'm actually taking quite a long time to do it.
So, what are you doing?
I'm taking the first action.
Okay.
And I'm building a new hut, which I'm going to build. Where is my grassland? I'm effectively transforming this mountainous region.
Yes.
For the cost of a single spade, and I get to build a hut on there, which means I get 2 victory points for building a hut.
You do.
Catching up
Nice.
on 21 points. Cool. And it's also cost me a coin. 2 coins. Okay, that is me done.
Nice. Okay, I think I actually do have a plan for my turn. I'm going to take the top action as well, the first action of Diggity McDiggingtons. So in order to do that... In fact, let me just have a little think about how I want to...
Whilst you have a little think about that, I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Yeah. So I only need 2 workers. Yeah. I only need 2 workers. And to pay... no, just 2 workers, sorry, even. To do the conversion. So I'm going to convert this one here. And then I'm going to pay a worker. In the same action, and 2 coins to build a building.
And Luke and I can both gain a
power
move.
Yes.
So I'll do that for Luke.
Oh no, I was just about to do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I would presume that Luke wants to do it. So.
Yes. And I get one I can actually spend. Ooh.
Nice. That's me done.
Okay. So that's back to me, and I think I'm passing. So as I'm passing, I
You
return
that. Yep,
the scroll. I retain the first player icon,
you do, and you pick a new one.
and I think I can pick the same one again, can't I?
Uh, that's a very good question.
I don't know.
Nah, I will pick this one. So I'll return that coin. And do I gain a coin straight away just for taking that?
When you just as an FY, yes,
You
you
may
gain a
not
coin.
immediately take the card that you've just returned.
Yes,
Right.
which is fine.
But do I immediately take the coin that was on the new scroll?
Yes.
Wait, the two? No, that's on upkeep, isn't it?
No, the one that was
No, there
on
was
there for it
it
having
wasn't
been
taken
left
last
Oh,
turn, so
sorry.
you
Yes, yeah. We just the tokens just. To
that
keep
one I
tidy.
will
Sorry.
add now.
Yes, that makes sense.
okay.
Just so to catch you up, Luke. I built a building here. We presumed that you'd want to move 1 power for free for doing that, so we did that
Yes,
for
please.
you. And then Tom
I
then took his
passed.
turn where he passed, essentially putting a scroll back and then taking a new
I assume that's what he did. You have a physical copy of this, don't you, Ross? Somewhere?
one. I do not know.
No, I thought you did. I thought I saw it in your room somewhere. All right. It is my turn. And I think I am also going to pass.
It's been on my wish list for a little while, but I also didn't know whether to get this or Project Gaia, because Project Gaia is basically this but sci-fi and a more modern iteration, I guess. But I think there's some contention about which one's better, or if there is one better, and all this sort of stuff. So.
I think there is. I think Project Gaia is also either on Tabletop or Board Game Arena, so we can give them both a try, and then we can sort it out for your Christmas present.
Ooh.
I have also passed. I have chosen the basically the 2 extra workers and strongholds, all that sort of stuff. That one.
Cool. Nice. Decide if I want to do something similar, or if it's worth me. I think it's probably worth me.
Presumably, if
I didn't
pass,
collect my 2 victory points either. Sorry, I just remembered.
Presumably, if you pass and you have resources left over, like workers, you keep hold of them.
Work you keep, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Ross, when you get a moment between turns, I'm looking extraordinarily thin on the screen, which, very flattering.
You are looking extraordinarily thin. I mean,
Whenever you finish your turn and do it in between turns.
I'm just breaking things now. Hold on. I fixed it.
Oh, yeah.
I accidentally opened up the support for what's the jiggy for Streamlabs into the same window that I have Tabletopia running out of.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And I just trying to remember how to change tabs from the thing without breaking everything again. Yeah, I think I'm also going to pass. I can't really see anything obvious that I can do necessarily. Which is a bit of a shame because I kind of had a wombo, but I presume the beginning of the game is pretty slow going. So I will pass. So I will put this back.
All right.
And this card gets flipped over. Hang on. So we all did that, but no one's got 4 up the fire.
Correct.
Cult, so no one gains power for that.
No.
And this card just flips.
All right. So for the second round, if anyone places a stronghold or sanctuary, thank you, then they gain 5 victory points, and if they are 2 places up the air track, they gain an additional worker at the end of the turn. Is there anything else we need to do for cleanup phase?
I
don't think so.
Have you taken your bonus
Yes,
card?
I have, yeah.
Okay,
so
the
cleanup phase, cult bonuses we've already done. Return your action tokens. So if there are any action tokens that are basically... Oh, so basically if we had taken any of these power tokens in the middle here, for example, or anything like that.
they get put back, yeah.
Coins on bonus cards. Put 1 coin on from the general supply on each of the 3 leftover bonus cards.
Oh, we do that again,
you-
don't we?
have you been?
Yes.
Yes. If a card has not been taken by any player for the 2 rounds, it will now have 2 coins on it, which it does. Turn the scoring tile face down, which you've already done, and then that is it. We start a new round.
Okay.
Okay, this is fairly rapid. Like once we get, I think it will.
Yeah, Tom, you were up first.
Well, it's income phase,
Yes,
so
Yes, it is.
that happens all at the same time.
it does. Yes, we all at the same time gain stuff.
So I'm going to gain 4
2,
coins.
3, 4, 5 workers this round.
I get 4 workers.
I will gain a power and 4 workers.
I gain 2 coins. Oh no, I gain 2 workers. My apologies. I actually gain 5 workers. That's
And I get to
handy.
move 3 power.
I get to move.
Why is there a worker?
That's mine. I just hadn't. I had zoomed out too far.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Tom.
on guys, do you like the strategy I'm going for in this game, which is basically the same strategy I did for whatever it was, Quacks, which is just get victory points.
Yeah, that sounds like a weird, cunning strategy, but let's see. It's a bold strategy, Con. Let's see if it pays off.
We will see.
Okay. I am going to. I've got a free spade. So I'm going to use that. I will cover that
Nice.
up.
Yep.
And I will use that to transform this, which only requires 1.
Yep.
And as part of the same action, I will spend 1 worker and 2 coins. 1 worker and 2 coins to put a settlement on it.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. I'm going for what is known as the big baller play. I'm going to be spending 4 workers and 6 coins. I'm going to build my sanctuary.
Yeah.
Well, is it the is that one the sanctuary?
No, that's the stronghold. Because
That's the stronghold.
has to go up from the temple.
I'm going to build the stronghold. So this guy goes away.
That is bold.
Booth. So, did anyone hear that loud grunting noise that was Matthew in the background?
No, I don't think.
That's all right then, because he and Laura are watching episodes of Critical Role. So,
Right. I can gain 3 power if I lose 2 victory points, right?
Yes, however-
Same with Ross.
yes. However, I also gain 5 victory points if that makes a difference to your planning because of the round bonus for this turn.
I think I want the power.
Ross, you may also
was it
make this choice.
3 power for -2?
3 power for 2 victory points.
I would take that trade. So that means I can move 1 into the 3 and then the other 2 up into here.
Yep. All right. That is me done. That was my that was action number 4 that I took.
Cool. I guess. Let me think about how many I need to do this. Yeah, I could just rush through kind of to do that. Yep. I will build a trading. I will upgrade the thing for the trading thingy majiggy. So that's going to cost me 2 workers and 3 coins because there is someone adjacent to it, and that means that I will get one of these. Oh, that just snapped into that. One of these.
Do I want more power?
And that gives you the option, yes, Tom, if you so wish.
2 power for 1 point. That's not a bad trade-off.
I think I will.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm getting 20 O power.
Mm-hmm.
How many of these power tokens do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think
12
12.
in
Can you
total.
okay. So when I build my thing, I just need to make sure that I maximize that.
I've got this horrible feeling both of you have got strategies.
I have, at least for this round, I think.
I mean, until I realized I got an extra worker, I had one thing to do on this turn, which was build the strongholds, and that was it. And then I found I had an extra worker, which meant, oh, great, I can do something else.
Have you had your...
Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
I've had my turn. Sorry, yes.
Okay. I am going to spend 3 power for a priest.
Nice.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3. And I get a priest, and he will sit there.
Okay. I am going to use my stronghold action, which allows me to build a house for free in the forest, as long as it isn't adjacent to anything else. So I'm going to put over in this, or it doesn't have to be adjacent. I'm going to pop over in the forest over there.
Is that you?
That is me.
So my special faction ability, I can do that anytime?
Faction ability.
Anytime I think it said.
Yeah, I think yours is at any time you can change coins into points and vice versa.
So I will do that. I will, at this point, give myself 1 negative point to give myself 1 extra coin.
Mm-hmm.
Which then means I can take the action to upgrade my trading post to the stronghold.
Okay.
So that comes back. That goes here. All of these 4 go into here. I am on 0 gold right now, which could be a concern. We don't really know because no one really knows the game. But interestingly enough,
Why does my stronghold cost more than yours? Because I'm a nomad and I'm not supposed to have settlement.
maybe your ability might be stronger. So do I just instantly gain 6 coins back? Oh no, that's upkeep now, isn't it?
You gain 5 points.
I gain 5 victory points. Yes, I do.
Yes.
That puts me at 30. And then upkeep, I now gain 6 coins.
Mm-hmm.
And also, right this second, as a one-off thing, I move 12 power.
What?
Yeah, you gain
Jeez.
12 power.
Good. It was as I
So
planned.
that's all your power.
And then
basically.
going forward now, every time I get a dig icon, I can move 2 power.
Yes.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's literally all of it. I already had 1 over there, but it means now I am fully power stocked in 3.
Jeez. That feels bad.
That's my turn.
That feels like a bad thing to have happened.
Okay. You see, here I was going to build another trading post.
Mm-hmm. And now you don't want to.
But I have the resources
fact,
to build my stronghold.
Tom, you can obviously take the 3... I don't know if you already had this conversation. I just was putting the heating on.
I could gain 3
power
at a cost of 2
You could,
victory
yes.
points. I'm getting so far behind.
Just look how intimidating that is with the strongholds either side, and you're just a little tiny hamlet just wedged.
Yeah, that's really not good for your settlement developments either, for your township. You need to build a bridge.
Yeah. See what I was going to... No, I'm going to stick with what I was going to do. So what I was going to do was spend my priest and 2 workers and 5 coins, and increase my dig rate.
Okay.
And that will be my turn there.
Okay. I think I don't have much choice but to pass.
So you get the...
Oh, let me check. Bear with. I don't have any power. None of my building. I could upgrade a building. No, I can't. I don't have enough workers. Yes, I am going to pass. So my ability goes back.
Give you the first
Player token.
player
So I have a
token.
choice here. I can either get a bonus of 6 coins. I could get the priest, or I could get the 3 power and the 2. So I get 2 coins. I'm going to take the extra power and the temporary buff to my shipping. So
I gave you 2 coins.
thank you. Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay, that's me done.
Okay, in which case, I'm thinking I'm going to make a power play here, and I'm going to spend 4 power. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, let me just calculate this through my brain.
Oh, I gained 6 victory points for increasing my dig.
Yes, you do.
You do, yes. Hold on, I'm just thinking. I get that back, and then I can do that, but I need that first, which means hold up. Any number of times. Interesting concept. Yeah, okay, yeah. So what I'm going to do...
Actually, would you gentlemen mind if I made a change to my bonus?
I haven't begun my turn yet, so you can...
Okay.
I mean, hopefully you don't... No, you don't have any power, so you can't do exactly what I was going to do, so you go for it.
No, all I'm doing is I'm basically taking 1 fewer coins, but I'm taking the priest.
I have corrected your coinage.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, fair. So yeah, I think I can do this, and I don't think I'm gonna hopefully not be upset that I've screwed myself. Nah, it'll be fine because I can carry stuff over. I'm gonna spend 4 power to gain 2 workers. Done. Oh, so that was with the special action. So I should be more specific than with what I was doing. This one here.
Okay, I am going to... How many coins have I got there? 8. Right, I'm going to spend 2 workers and 6 coins. Build another trading post. So I'm going to upgrade this one. Ross?
Sure. I'm just trying to decide between upgrading or building a new. What's coming up next? Every time you dig, you get 2 victory points. That's kind of funny. Okay. What's better? I think having more workers. Okay, I'm going to take negative 2 victory points to gain 2 gold as my faction ability, and then I am going to spend 4 power again to dig, and I will dig 1 more adjacent on the other side, and as part of that I will then spend the 2 gold I just gained and a worker I gained, if someone could tidy please, sorry, and then I will put another building here, another dwelling there. I think that is my turn now.
Okay. I think I'm going to keep my power, so I will pass. Return this.
Oh, I can move 2 power when I digged then. That's what I
And
struggled.
I take a new one now, don't I?
Yes. So you've moved your 2 power from ball 1 to ball 2, yes, Ross?
Yes, correct.
Cool.
I am going to take the shipping one, which gains me 2 coins straight away.
Nice.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see why it's worth holding. I am going to gain a load of stuff. I guess I can make my decision later. Yeah, sure. I will also now pass, I suppose. Putting this back and then going to pick from the new ones. So, some money, some victory points, 2 extra workers, some money, and a dig.
Oh, sorry. Because I forgot about this. Because I placed out, because I passed with that banner, I actually gained 4 points because I built my stronghold this turn.
Yes. I will take this one.
Okay. So these each gain a coin. As we go into our next.
Luke, you gain a worker.
I do gain a worker because I built. Because I have all the air.
You have 2 on the wind, yeah.
Yep, I have all the air.
Does.
You're really gaseous.
Apparently.
These get removed as well.
Yep. Mine goes back 2 for my stronghold action. Okay.
Is that everything on upkeep? Sorry, on
Cleanup.
cleanup, yeah.
I think so. I don't think there's anything else.
We did the bonuses on the side. We've moved all the things, returned the actions. We have put an extra coin on the thing, and we flipped the tile. Yep.
Okay, so into upkeep then. Round 3 upkeep. I gain a priest. I gain 4 workers.
Gain 2 coins.
I gain 2 power and 4 coins and 4 workers.
I also gain 2 power.
4 workers. I gain 6 money. Was that the right number? Yeah, it was. I started on 0. I got 2 from that and 6 from that. Yep. Good.
All right. Then it is me. Because I am first player. All right. I am going to use a... Is it worth doing? Yes, in the long run. It cost me 4 spades, but then I get all those. Okay. I'm going to spend... Oh, yeah, I also got my priest. So I'm going to use my priest. And spend 2 workers to upgrade my digging ability. Also costs me 5 coins, but gets me 6 points.
Nice. Is that you all done?
That is me done, yes.
Cool. I will... I will do something. I will upgrade the dwelling here into a trading thingy house place, trading post, Malark. I need to spend 2. I've not really thought my turn through here, so this might be a colossal jump in the gun situation as I try to... Why can't I select 2 things at the same time?
I think we're kind of concerning ourselves with the fact that none of us are going to be making optimal plays this game.
Yeah, but, you know, which cost me 3.
minus a victory point to gain 2 power. That
Luke, you also have that same option.
Yes, I will take it.
That is me done.
Okay. If I use the power play to gain
Dig.
a dig,
Yes.
Yes.
do I still have to use that straight away?
Mm-hmm. It cannot be stored.
That's bloody annoying because I can't buy any more at that stage.
Hold on a second.
Oh, I see. So you'd be forced to upgrade Swamp or.
If this does not suffice to transform a given space on your home terrain, you may exchange your workers for the missing spades at the current exchange rate on your exchange track.
Right. Okay.
So you can buy additional space.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can. This is going to be a short round.
Yeah, it triggers it for you, but then you can do more.
I'm going to spend 4 power to gain a spade. And I'm going to spend all 4 of my workers to gain 2 more spades.
Sure.
And terraform this forest here.
Okay.
Which cost me 3 spades.
Ouch.
But that's what I'm doing.
But it is terraformed. So
and I gain how many victory points? 2? Because I dug?
Yes.
Or is it 1 per spade?
That's what I was
per
thinking.
spade.
In that
You
case, I
get
gain
6.
6 victory
I'm
points.
pretty sure it's per spade.
You double checking that, Ross?
I am attempting to find the thing. Gain 2 additional victory points for each spade when using them.
So gain 6? Because I use 3?
Yep.
So I go, ooh, hey, I'm not in last place.
Okay, back to
Life.
me. Back to reality. I am also going to be spending some workers for spades. And I am going to do that. I'm going to spend 3 so that I can get my land terraformed. That didn't quite go in, but never mind. I'm not fussed. To transform this spot here. And then I can build a hut on there. Settlement. For the low cost of just 2 coins.
Nice.
All right. I'm done.
Cool. Oh, I just accidentally removed a coin from myself. Right, I don't want to play like ridiculously optimal, but I do want to make sure I don't snooker myself with this. So I think I want 2 for this, and then I want 1 more for one of those, and I want to trigger it off using that action to get a value from it, and then I can pay for it with this, and then I can gain victory points, then spend those victory points to get the money for that. I think that's the best way of doing that, to gain victory points all round, rather than yeah, I think so. So I'll use the special action on the scroll to dig. I will convert this one here to this.
Oh, sorry, I just realised I got myself 2 victory points because I dug.
I will put that worker in there. I will spend 2 coins to then also build on that space, and then I gain 2 victory points, 1, 2, for the fact that I dug, and that is me done. Tom, you have the option to move a power. And
I also have the
Did you just? I can just gain.
Oh, no, you both.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see you here. Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
You can just gain power for that, can't we?
Oh, in fact, I probably should have gone the other way then, knowing that I was. But it's okay. It's fine. I'm not worried.
That was your first mistake.
I mean, it's a I said not completely perfect turn, and it wasn't a completely perfect turn. I'm just going to go assist with the baby, and then I will be back. So,
Okay.
Have you finished your turn?
I have finished my turn.
Okay. I'm passing.
You're passing. Okay.
I have no workers left. That dig was hugely expensive.
That's true.
I'm passing.
Okay.
And
Which token are you taking?
I'm going to take this one.
Okay. Bonus 2 workers, always useful.
Yep. And 1 coin straight away.
Okay.
Although I didn't actually spend any coins that turn, so that
Not the end of the world.
coins are not in short supply.
No. So, since Ross isn't here, I can sort of talk through what I'm hoping to achieve in this turn. As I realised I've spilled something on my hoodie at some point and I didn't wash it off properly. I think I can build 2 more settlements this round, and I think I might be able to build a bridge as well. And if I do that here, I can build myself.
So
What about?
I normally put on some like backing music to make sure as I'm putting him down to kind of cover any movement just so he doesn't wake up.
Sure.
But obviously it's like on Spotify, and when it finishes the last one, it just picks the next random backing track to play, and or like like white noise. But the next one on the list was like wolves howling at night. And I'm like, that's probably not the most like comforting sound when it's just like wolves being like, oh, just howling randomly. So, but it still seemed to work, so it's fine.
Okay, I am spending my 1 remaining worker, and I'm just throwing away these 3 which are randomly here. I don't know why they're floating outside
Still
of the.
floating for me, so I'm switching.
Okay, I'm going to build
Shoots any.
over here. Oop. And I pay 2 coins in order to do that. All right, Ross. Tom has passed, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hi, Tilly.
So I will lose 2 victory points to gain 2 coins.
Mm.
I'm just trying to abuse this power as much as I can, and I don't know whether it's a good idea or not. But
why not?
It does mean at the end of the game you are quids in, because we exchange. We get 1 victory point for 3 coins, and you can spend 2 coins to just gain victory points.
And then with that, I am going to upgrade to a temple.
Temple, nice.
Onto there. So that's going to cost me the 5 and the 2 workers I have. And you guys both get the option, I believe again, to maneuver your power.
1 for
1.
2
power for 1 point.
I will do 1 for 2.
I will do that.
Luke has been very expansionist, and it's a little bit concerning.
Yes. All right, my turn.
Yes, it's concerning. I believe yes, it is.
Right, I'm going to use my stronghold action to build another settlement. I'm going to build it here. That is my turn.
Yep, cool. I just gave myself moved 2 power for when I dug ages ago because I did my money but did the victory points but didn't do the power move.
Yes. Presumably yours is the same as the other ability, which you get for each spade.
Yes, correct.
2 power. Gotcha.
I'm just trying to determine. No. I will pass then.
Okay.
So
Which action are you taking?
that is a great question because I don't know what's available over here. That's
So
just
you
a
have
bunch of money.
the
That's moving some power, not getting a worker.
3 power and the plus boat.
Yeah, it's not so
3 power and an extra worker. Just 8 money
I think it's
from this token.
yeah, I think it's between these two. How much money do I have back down to 0? I might have to take the money one just to get me rolling again. Yeah, I'll take the money one.
Okay. I'm going to take a final turn. I'm going to spend 3. I'm going to use a power action. I'm going to spend 3 power because Ross has been building so kindly next to me, so I can just get all that power.
You're welcome.
I'm going to spend this 3 power. And I'm going to build a bridge. I'm going to build up here. If I can rotate it well enough.
Can you do like a 45-degree one?
I think there's a 60 degree you can turn it.
I cannot interface with it at all.
It's all right, I got it.
It's just frozen or floating in mid-space for me.
I need to go -6. Then go 60. Nope. Watch as we keep clicking things.
It's like, it looks like it's locked to me. It's just floating.
Yeah.
I think it's because I've highlighted it.
Oh.
It's not going to be perfect. We're just going to have to deal with it. That's close enough. We know what it's trying to do. It's connecting those 2 pieces together. So because I've done that, this now creates a town.
I knew I wanted to do something else. Sorry. I should have passed my turn. It's fine.
And that gives you 5 victory points.
I get 5 victory points because of my power, creating a town.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, I get one of these bonuses. Plus a key, which is nice. So I've got a choice between 5 victory points, 6 coins, 8 victory points, and 1 elemental track. 8 power and gain 6 victory points. 9 victory points and a priest, or 7 victory points and 2 workers. Ooh. I think I'm going to take the 6 victory points and move 8 power.
Nice.
So I'll take that. Oops, I didn't mean to take both of those. So I get that, and I'm going to put it underneath my city piece here. Just pop that there.
How do you guys feel about allowing me to take an extra turn even though I passed?
I had a redo earlier. I'm okay with it.
Because I kind of came back and forgot I wanted to do a thing, and then said, "Yeah, I passed," and then picked the new scroll, and then it was Luke's turn. But actually, I had a thing I wanted to do.
I'm okay with it, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. Really quickly.
Because it's not going to affect what I did.
Scroll order, no. Basically, I'm going to spend 3 power.
Are you effectively going to take back the pass on this turn to do...
And then, so basically, I would have done what I'm doing now on my previous turn, so then it still would have worked out in the same order, so now I would have then passed this turn, and then you would have then... So it doesn't even mess with the scroll picking order.
Yeah.
But I'm going to spend 3 power to grab a priest.
Okay.
I think, wait... no, that does impact it. It does impact it.
Oh, does it? How so?
I think you were right, because he would have done that last turn. Then Luke would have built his bridge. Then you would have passed. Then Luke.
Yeah, but I wanted to use the priest, and the priest costs an action, so it does actually impact the turn order.
Oh, did you want to do it to?
So in fact,
yourself a track.
Yeah, I did. Yes. Luke, would you have done something? Would you have picked the money one?
What if I had
the scroll?
No, I wouldn't have.
Okay.
I wasn't planning.
I don't know how much of a take backsies I'm allowed here, so
I'm okay with you taking it back, and then we just basically play from here. So you've done this as your action to gain the priest. It's then my turn.
Yes, this is still here.
Have you taken back the 2 coins that were on top of there?
Yes, I've just literally will unwind time there. Done.
There you go. Okay. I'm going to pass and take no.
I mean, if you, yes, it's totally your provocative. No,
Prerogative.
Prerogative.
Thank you. Not provocative.
Totally your provocative.
You're provocatively taking the gold coins.
Yeah. All right. I have a lot of power, and not a lot I can do with it. I could start terraforming stuff just to get spades, which is tempting.
It's not not the worst thing. Like, obviously, people can convert.
They can convert the stuff that you have converted.
Back.
That's the thing.
It was something I considered for my turn.
But not once you've built on it, right?
Correct.
Correct. I can't gain any elemental stuff. Because there's no elemental abilities there, because I can't get a priest. I could convert 5 power into a priest, I suppose. I could do that as an action.
Yes.
Which is tempting.
Or unless I don't know whether you are the plans for this turn, but obviously what I did was slightly more efficient for 3 for a priest instead.
I can't do that this turn because you did it.
No, that's what I mean. So I don't know how efficient you wanted to be, but
I'd have to do it on a future turn.
Just wanted to draw attention to it as an
let's see, what have we got? The earth there. I mean, this is the problem. The elemental tracks aren't evenly distributed.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are really getting a huge benefit from those at the moment.
It's basically going to get to the end of the game, and I don't think we're really going to have moved up on this track very much.
Not really. You know what? I have the coin, I have the key, so I might as well do something with it. I'm going to spend 5 power to get a priest.
You need the key to get
to the 10th level.
To the 10th level, yeah. But I need priests in order to do that, so I'm going to buy a priest. Sure. That is the strategy I am going with. Whether it is a good thing or not, I do not know. But so help me, I'm doing it. Ross.
I will now spend that priest that I gained, and I will put him on the 3rd section on there, which moves me from here to number 3.
Yep, gains your power.
Gains your power.
Gives me a power. Moving from here to here.
Okay.
And that is me.
I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to do it on the air track. And advance myself 3 because of where I am. That will actually get me 3 power.
Yep.
So actually, I've only lost 2 power, sort of. In as much as they're in the second bowl.
Yes.
It's equivalent.
That kind of works out for me, ish, maybe. Who knows? All right, I think that is going to do for me this turn. And by that I mean it's your turn, Ross.
Yeah, I will now pass, and I would basically do
Take the money.
Yeah, because it's an option. I would take the money.
I will also pass. Oh, like, can I do anything else with the power actions? I could. Tempting. It's As it stands, I'm going to gain 7 workers. I get 7 workers, and No, I'm going to take one more turn. I'm going to use my 4 power. I'm going to do another power action. And I'm going to get the 7 coins. That's all my power done. Now I'm going to pass. I'll put that back. I'm going to take this action, which is the bonus spade plus 2 coins option. I'm just going to put a coin on these now so that we can, just whilst I'm here.
Sure.
Okay, so we're in cleanup.
Yep.
Everyone on the Earth track gains a point per Earth track. So I gain 1, Ross gains 3.
Coins, yes.
This may just be because it's the introductory round. I suspect there are other abilities that come with the different characters that affect these tracks a lot more. We just haven't got to them particularly yet.
Yeah, I didn't really dug into it too much, but yeah, I think there's a little bit more interaction with.
Anything else for cleanup?
I don't think so.
Flip the tile, remove the things, put a coin on all there, and gained the other half of it. Yeah.
Okay, no one had any other bits. So, new round, we gain our resources. So I'm getting 7 workers.
I gain 2 power, 4 coins, and 6 workers.
6 coins.
And 2 power for me.
Another 6 coins. Shit in hell, I have a lot of money now.
Right, Tom.
Okay. Late to the party, I am going to upgrade this trading house into my stronghold.
Okay.
That's 4 workers and 8 coins, because it sucks to be a nomad.
Yep. Just a heads up, Tom, you are leaning quite close to the...
Yeah, that's so I can see what I'm
He's
doing.
just
Fair enough.
laser focused.
But neither of you get any option to gain
Get
any
power.
power from that, so
Nope.
that's good.
Nada.
Ross.
Wait, what? Is it me?
No, sorry, Luke.
Yeah, I was-
Me. I'm going to spend 2 workers and 5 coins, and I'm going to upgrade my dig action. Again, so I get 6 points.
Have you got a... Oh, you've got a priest.
Sorry?
Upgrading the dig action.
Oh, you're right, it needs a priest.
That's
I
priest.
forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot it needed a priest. Then give me a few minutes to reconsider my life choices. Because I forget how much things need priests and how difficult priests are to actually come by.
Yeah, it's kind of his.
Okay, in which case...
Ross should have a priest
I
because
do.
he's got a temple. Right, it's better than that. Sorry, I thought it would be in the book thing.
Oh, I guess I just keep putting all my resources here, so.
Okay, well, I might as well sprawl out from where I've gone. It's got the risk of giving Ross some power. Okay, in which case I'm going to spend the 2 workers.
I literally have I don't think I've had the opportunity once to gain power off someone else building near me, so it would be the first time.
You've had it in an earlier round. I think you got it from me earlier when I built my stronghold.
I don't think I'd built there at that point. Maybe I had.
I feel like you did at some point. Anyway, I'm upgrading this into a store, into a warehouse. I'd already taken off 5 coins, so actually I need to give myself back 2. Yeah. Okay.
What's the deal?
Sorry.
What's up?
I think I have just seen how I royally messed up last round, but never mind.
How so?
We will get one on
Well,
Lucy's.
No, it's too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I need to be reminded what the stronghold ability is.
It lets you transform something into desert for free.
You basically you could have taken this here and gone like that.
If I'd done the stronghold last term, which I was tempted to do and decided not to, I wouldn't have then had to use all my workers.
Ah.
Convert that.
convert that.
Yeah.
But hey, there we go.
What's up, Tilly?
I feel for you bad.
Ross, it is your turn.
Oh yeah, it is. I was just trying to understand the sanctuary concept again. What's the symbol underneath? What is that symbol again?
Underneath the sanctuary.
Yeah, what is the 3 dots on the grid?
That's the blessing thing.
Is it just you get a blessing? Is that literally?
Well, that happened.
Literally.
Actually, that's actually something we should have pointed out earlier. Ross, when you got your upgraded to a chapter, you should have picked up one of these blessing tokens.
Yeah, I just realised that that was probably. I think we thought that that didn't happen then, so I didn't do it. But maybe it does happen then.
This is the problem with playing games for the first time. We kind of all go, huh?
After building a sacred structure, temple or sanctuary, immediately take a favor tile. A flavor tile.
A flavor tile.
So you should have done that.
You should have gained a favor tile.
I don't even know what they do. Oh, you know what's stupid is I could have just picked up bloody go up the earth track without having to go through all of the actions of spending a priest to do it.
Yeah. Oh well.
What do these even mean? Oh my god, now I've got to go through all of these. When building a dwelling, immediately gain victory points. So this is like from the rest of the game, you gain victory points for doing it.
Yeah, it's like a bonus ability. You get the immediate thing on the left-hand side, or you get the bonus ability that is on the right.
For every trading house, you gain a ton of bonus points for each trading house.
It looks like it's... No, it depends on how many you've built at the end of the rounds.
Yeah, when you're passing, how many you got on the board, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they just more of the same? Okay, so these obviously what they think is the most powerful ones.
Yeah. When you upgrade into a sanctuary, it costs a number of workers and coins too. You're also rewarded with a favor tile. If the current scoring tile depicts a sanctuary, you gain 5 victory points for this upgrade.
What the heck? From now on, when founding a town, your structures only need to have 6 combined power.
Oh, is that what this is?
That's what this one is.
Gain a priest.
Yeah, I don't know what the symbol is underneath the actual... Sorry, we didn't actually answer my original sanctuary question, though, did we?
No.
Sanctuary... Excuse me.
Apologies, everyone. This is probably not that understanding watching everyone look at the rules all the time.
I mean, we've actually been pretty good so far, I think. It's
We've not been too bad. It's not taken as long as I thought it would. It may also be that the version of the rules that we're looking at is not.
The rule book. There's some games which just the rules aren't complicated, but then the rule book is. And this is pretty good because it's in a pretty logical order, but it's not brilliantly laid out to be able to pick up key pieces of information.
No.
Upgrading a temple sanctuary costs a number of workers. This is also ready with if the current scoring tile depicts a sanctuary, get 5 victory points for this upgrade. I mean, that doesn't help. Maybe nothing happens. I just don't know what. That almost looks like it's like convert 3 tiles at the same time or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what that symbol looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's convert. Is it convert 3
or
no,
a town tile? Because that looks like a town symbol. Oh, here you go. Founding a town. So there's a exception. Only 3 structures are required if one of them is the sanctuary.
Okay, so it reduces that.
So you need 4 structures and have a combined power of 7, at least 7. But if it's got a sanctuary in it, then you only need 3 structures and a power of 7.
or more. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, guys, we got there in the end. So,
Got there.
right. Well, sorry, and so it's still my turn, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
After
Jeez, I just realised how far ahead I am on points. That is. I didn't realise how far ahead I was.
yeah, I've eaten like I think at this point at least 8 points in gold.
Yeah.
But I fixed that for myself now this round.
I'm just trying to stay up. I'm just trying to build some stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to win at
I think
this
I think
point.
that's the key thing is that I built a town already somehow. I'm not entirely certain how, but I did.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, and I got 3 victory. Because I upgraded this round, we get an upgrade thing, so I got 3 victory points.
Yes, you do.
Huh. Anyway, sorry, Ross.
5, 6. Okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I am going to diggity dig a hole. I just need to figure out which is the best. That's
Need to
3
figure out
spades
what
away.
hole to dig.
That's 2 spades away. That's 3 spades away. I think I want to go the 2 spades away because it's slightly better for me. So in order to get to 2 spades, what is the most efficient route for doing that? I could pay for 4 of my workers, but then I can't do anything on there. So that's not very good. I kind of feel like I can't do anything that I want to do this round, which makes me sad. Sorry guys, just trying to
Oh, yeah, okay.
remember where I want to go. It's been so efficient so far that I kind of... And I can dig 2, so that's kind of good. But then I'm like 1 worker short. And there's no way of getting an extra worker, is there, right now?
No. Well, there is if you spend power.
You can spend
I don't have 4 power, unfortunately.
Then no.
And I don't even have 3 power to do the one in my own zone. That's a shame. That's a crying shame, I say. Okay. Because I need 2 spades. And in order to get 2 spades, I need to have 4 meeples, which would use all of my meeples, which definitely means I'm 1 short for then building a structure in that area. I'm just really trying to see if I can figure a way out of this ditch that I am in, and I don't think there is.
This is a thinker.
It is now, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit because I'm trying to do... I want to do one particular thing, and I don't think I can do it, so I probably just need to give up with that and just, move on.
something else.
Yeah, but I'm quite wedded to the idea of what I wanted to do a little bit. But I think I will take the hit. And just start building out that way instead. Yeah, sure. I will use 2 workers. I'm just going to put them there because 2 zoomed in at the moment. To dig onto here. Which one's better? This one's better. Onto here. And then I will build on that. And then I will use another worker and 2 coins to build on that, and I am done. So done.
I just want to say something to you, Ross, real quick, and it is that I hate you.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
You're welcome. Whatever I
Very
deliberate, just took time of my
You
turn?
you had a choice to build here or here.
Yep.
You chose to go here.
Yep.
I have spent 1 worker and 2 coins, and I'm building a house there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Luke?
Basically, that's what I should have done, Tom. But I would clinging on for dear hope that I could do something else.
Okay, that has affected my plans somewhat.
What I've done, or what Ross
What I
did?
did.
What Ross did.
I
Well, at
think.
least I'm not in anyone's crosshairs just at the
I think I
moment.
No.
squeezed him a bit.
My original plan was I was going to try and build a collection of settlements down this way, but because Ross has built there, that's kind of blocked it off and made it a lot more difficult to do. So I'm now looking to see what I can do elsewhere.
I know a way I could have done the thing that I wanted to have done. Never mind.
All right. I will. Okay. I'm going to use my free dig action that I've got from my bonus tile for this round.
Yeah.
I'm going to convert this spot here. Yeah, I want to convert that spot. And spend an extra worker and 2 coins, and I'm just going to build a house there. Okay, Ross.
I don't think there is anything I can do. See, if I had been able to do this the other way, it would have been a freaking beautiful combo. Wait. Yeah. I'm going to use a priest on the 3 slot here.
Mm-hmm.
Boost that from 1 to 4. Gaining 1 power moved as I do that. And a little bit sad I haven't been able to upgrade this time round. But it is what it is. That is me done.
Okay.
I am going to use my stronghold ability
What?
Ingenious.
to terraform this for free.
Mm-hmm.
I will spend my last worker and 2 coins to build a settlement on it. And that is a town.
It is a good term.
Not quite.
No, it's not. It's 6. Damn it.
Yeah, not quite.
Oh, well. Luke.
Yep, I'm going to spend 2 workers. And however many coins it is for... Nope. Why does the action card keep moving? Really odd. Anyway,
Just lock it.
thank you. This is going to tap me out of coins, I think. What am I on? 5?
7. Right now.
7. Oh, okay, that's even better. All right, I'm going to spend 5 coins. I'm going to upgrade the stronghold that I have here.
You mean the...
Yeah, you know what I mean. The storehouse into a not sanctuary, church,
Temple.
Temple.
What? It's late.
The varying, cinnamons that you can use for them. So.
Then I can gain one of the blessing tiles. Now this is a choice.
Excuse me.
See, so I could gain a permanent coin bonus. Laura is trying to coax Tilly to go outside for a good night wee, and she does not want to. No, she's okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't grab a blessing in the end, did I?
You did get one, didn't you?
I didn't actually pick one in the end.
Oh well, do you want to pick one because it will make a difference to what I pick essentially.
You know what? I this one.
Is it not in the? I do not know. I'll come have a look in seconds. All right. So my thing. Sorry, I'm being asked a question about where a key is. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go up 2 on the water track and gain the +1 for any one.
How do I get a town again? What is there an action somewhere, or do you just do it?
It's just the town is if you cross you cross the threshold for certain bits.
Yep.
So I'm going to gain 1 on the water, and then I'm going to gain 2 on the water. And
you have a town, Ross. Oh no, you don't. No,
I do now because I just picked up that blessing where I only need 6, not 7.
Ah.
Is it you only need 6 or you only need 3 buildings?
Oh, no, I do. No, in fact, I do need an extra building as well. You are correct. You are correct.
All right, that is my turn. I have taken my blessing. I've done that. I'll be back in a second. Apparently, I need to go find a key.
Your turn, Luke. Ross,
Oh,
even.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I think I'm probably passing this point. I am. Yes, I believe I am passing. Yes. I think this is so I can get my stealth build that I wanted to get in. Whether it is successful or not is another matter. Let's have a look. You see. In fact, it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Unless you're passing as well.
I am, so it does matter.
It does matter then. Do I need more workers?
You're getting 5 and you've got 1.
I feel like having priest is still way stronger.
Priests are so good.
I think I'm going to take the priest one.
Damn it.
Yeah, I didn't really want to snipe it from you particularly, but
yeah, no, that is fair enough. Is that you done?
Yeah, it's me done. I gain a coin.
What happened to the coin?
I passed.
Okay.
And I am passing it as well. I'm going to take this one. That's 2 coins. So I'll take this over here and gain 2 coins straight away.
Nice.
And it's you, Luke.
All right, so you two are both passed. So I've got free reign to do whatever I want with my many things I can do.
With your no power and your 2 workers.
Yep, but I also have my stronghold ability.
You do. Which
stronghold lets me build.
You do. Yes.
I'm just going to build that guy there.
Build that guy.
Which gets me another worker for next round, which I think is going to be great because I'm going to have a lot of workers and a priest. I'm going to... How many coins have I got? I have 2. I have not enough coins to do anything of any use.
Oh, sorry. I need to gain 4 victory points because when I passed, I had my stronghold.
Yes, you did.
Oh, your stronghold gives you 4. Oh no, it's
the scroll. The bonus
I
had is that one.
Yeah. Okay, so I have that building. I have that 1 city. Is there anything else I can benefit from this round? I don't think so, because I need priests, which I don't have a lot of. Okay, I am going to pass as well. So I'm going to put that back just because it's easier to get that sorted out. I'm going to keep hold of the workers I've got. I'm going to take the 6 monies option.
God, you're going to get so many workers next round.
Yep, that's the plan.
So what's this? If you have 4 in the
water.
in the water, you get a spade.
That's me.
So you
Does
get
that
to
mean you have to do it now?
yes.
So I have a spade, so I will convert this tile here. And I believe as part of that I can still also spend workers, etc. to build on as part of the
I think so. Yes.
spading action.
That's really good.
So I will spend 2 coins, my worker, and that to put this here.
You just. I think you spent 1 coin and 2 workers
What? No,
instead of.
no, no, I only had 1 worker, so.
Oh, I'm just wrong then.
I mean, I have plenty of dollars, so.
Okay.
I think that's it.
You do have your priest left, so you could have advanced the track.
Yes, I'm stalling on that for now, I think. At least.
Yeah. Fair.
Uh,
Into the new round of gaining stuff phase. I gain 8 workers and 6 coins and a priest.
I'm going to gain 6 power.
Jeez.
6 workers. Oh, I gained 2 power when I dug then. That's a really hard ability to remember.
And I get 7 workers.
Oh, and I gained another priest as well because of this here. And I gained 2 priests for that one. I gained all those workers. I gained that gold, and that's everything on the board.
Nice. All right. Ross, you are the first player for the first time.
I am the first player. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. I hear you, Luke. I hear what you're saying. And I want to just,
We have 2 rounds remaining.
Is that just the best approach straight out the bat to do that? What's the deal this time round? Is if you place one of those buildings.
If you play your sanctuary, basically, you'll get extra victory points.
Okay, that's actually a quite good shout for me, probably. Yeah, I think I'm going to just crack open with the crazy turn. That is 4 workers. 1... what am I after here? 6 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to pop this.
Got to add gold.
Over for this.
Did earn 2 gold at the beginning.
And then now I believe, I mean that is 7 anyway, but that's...
Yes. Now you gain a town. I am going to use the -2 victory points to gain 6. Gain 3 power.
Gotcha, yes.
Tom
Where
may
did you
also
just
do
go?
that.
Where did... Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you can choose to do that as well.
Minus what? -2 to gain 3 power?
2 to gain 3, yes.
I'll do that.
Now this requires me to actually think ahead a tiny bit.
Have you...
I haven't picked a town. Basically my turn's more or less over, apart from trying to pick
He's got to pick a town bonus.
Town bonus. So it's basically 2 workers, loads of power, one of those things, 6. I don't need the money at the moment. Priest. I'm kind of between the 2 workers and getting more power moved over. The power converts into 8 power. Essentially converts into nearly 3 priests on this board here, whereas you're getting 1 priest, but you're getting a ton more. I think I'm going to take the 8 power. I don't really get the power opportunity you guys seem to get. So I will take that. So I will gain 6 victory points, please.
I got you.
I'll put it under this one, why not? I don't think it matters where you put your town, does it?
Not really.
And then
It-
I will move 8 power, and then that's me done.
Okay.
I am going to spend 3 power and build a bridge.
Yep.
That will make me a town.
Yes, it will.
It will make me quite a large town.
Do I get another of these bonuses?
Yes,
As
because
well.
you built the sanctuary.
That is good.
I'm going to get the victory points and the priest. Because I've been... how many victory points is it?
Whatever's on there.
I can't read it. So
Not
9.
9.
9.
I will give you 9 if you want to give yourself a
Gonna-
priest.
Put this under my stronghold.
Okay.
Your turn, Luke.
Yep. Let's see. I could. That doesn't seem really worth it, though. How much power is it? That's right. 3. Okay. I'm going to spend my priest. And 5 coins and 2 workers to upgrade my spades. Am I? Am I? Yes. I think.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, hold on. No, I don't think I am. Take that back because I don't
Sorry, I was busy doing things.
not think it's going to matter that much. And I don't have enough money. Okay. In which case, plan B, I'm going to spend 4 spades. Sorry, four workers plus an extra worker, 2 coins. I'm going to transform the red location that is in between my cities here, next to Rossa City. Go there. And I can build my last settlement.
Funny.
Goes there. So I gain no further benefits from having built that settlement, other than smugness, which, as we all know, is a very powerful commodity.
Yep.
That is it for this turn.
Is that back to me then?
It is you, yes.
Okay. I don't see why I wouldn't. I'm going to sacrifice one of this guy onto the number 3 on here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to launch this guy up to the 9th position. And I can only move over 1 more power there, so I will do that. That is me done. That's literally it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Right, I'm going to spend 2 workers and all my gold to change this dwelling here into a trading house.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Yep, I'm going to spend 3 monies, by the way, and 2 workers to upgrade one of my settlements into a trading house. Take the one that I just built. They've gone, actually, I'm going to apply for change of usage.
Someone gave me my 5 victory points, didn't they, when I did the...
Yeah, I did.
Good.
You have the option, Ross, of spending 1 point to gain 2 power.
I'm maxed out on power, so that is not going to be an option for me.
All right, Ross, your turn.
It is my turn, Luke. You are correct, sir. Hold on. What's the best way for me to do this? I am going to. Do I take the cheap? Yeah, I think I do take the cheaper one. I'm going to upgrade this. For this. For 3, that gives you guys an option on the.
Yeah, 2 power for a point. I'm going to do that.
2 power for a point. Yeah, I will do that.
I feel like, why am I not getting victory points at the moment? What am I not doing?
Winning. I don't know. I feel like you've got a lot of setup for end game points.
Yes, I do have that as an option. I'm just trying to figure out what. I mean, I think I think I ended my turn anyway. To be fair, because I've done my thing. I've built my things. So.
Yeah, it's your turn, Tom.
My turn. Right. I am gonna pay 4 power to gain 7 gold.
Okay.
Wait.
Thank you.
That up.
What is actually the benefit of holding that top position on those tracks? Is it just to stop anyone else from getting number 1?
It stops anyone getting number 1, and
there is
you
this at the top left of the main board.
Yeah, but it just guarantees you that top post, doesn't it? Because
guarantees you 8 points.
There's no,
But you also you would have got quite a bit of power for getting up there.
Yes, no, there is that. I'm just thinking like, I don't see how. I mean, you guys might suddenly do it, but if you try to suddenly,
it's unlikely for either of us to surge past you into the top spot. Yeah.
So it's not worth like sinking more time into necessarily holding that position.
No. Tom, have you taken your turn?
I got that gold, so yes.
Okay. Now, what do I want to do? What have I got left? I've got 3 coins. Got a priest.
Oh, I didn't spend my 2 workers when I upgraded. Sorry, my bad. Do that now.
I feel like
It's lucky. Do 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 do. The only benefit would be more than a multiple of 2. That's all. Oh yeah, the gold.
Can I pull off something strange and wonderful? Probably not. I don't think I can this round, but I might be able to do something. Okay. I am going to use my stronghold action. I think. Yes. To build another one of my little huts. And I'm going to build it here. Sure. Just because it gets it out on the board.
Sure.
Ross.
Okay, I am. I will spend 4 power because it's there to be spent. To gain 2 additional workers.
Okay. Tom?
Okay, I am going to place my priest in the fire cult. Gain 2 places in that. That gains me a power.
Did you build your bridge this turn or last?
It was the first turn of this round.
Okay, we just haven't covered up that action. That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just checking because I thought it had gone and I wasn't sure. I. Remind me for endgame scoring, if you have the ship base, they're considered sort of adjacent.
Sorry, was this the ship?
Yeah.
Construction on the ship track. Yeah, but
Semi-adjacent.
yeah, but it links up. I don't know. It would link.
They're not. So if it was for a long city, it wouldn't. If I had one ship, it wouldn't, and it went through here, for example, it wouldn't count as being one big city. Is that right?
Yes, it does help with that.
It does.
Yeah.
There's a separate thing for sort of direct cities and indirect cities.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Basically, at the moment, for example, if you want, I don't know, there's no way you can link this building structure, this town here,
No, I can't.
up with this one here. But for example, if you had a shipping distance of 3, then this structure would be considered linked to this one because of the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Or 1, 2, 3. And then 1. So even if you boosted this by just 1,
I'd get this one as well.
Link this one into here, yeah.
I haven't got the money to do it at the moment, so I'm thinking I might have to just pass and take a benefit. Although I have got 3 workers left, and it would seem a shame not to use them.
I mean, obviously they're still available to you, aren't they? Next round, so
they are. Do you know what? I'm going to spend 2 of them. I'm going to upgrade this guy because I think if I upgrade it to another trading post, it costs me all my coins.
it does.
And you can lose a victory point for 1 power.
Not really worth it for me, but
you can gain 2 power for 1 victory point.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's.
But that means I've got 1 worker. But next turn I'm going to get 4 coins, so it kind of balances out that way. I'm done.
Okay, I need to just check on the action of building / converting, because you can you have to do 1 in the same. You can choose if I'm already adjacent to a swamp tile, for example, I can just build on it. I don't need to
you don't need to convert it. You can just build.
So I'll do that then. I'll just
Yeah, because it's possible you could have converted in a previous round and then built on it.
Yeah, so -2 on the gold, 1 worker, and I will throw a building here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now
that's a town for you.
So that's a town for me with 4 structures. So I get to grab a town.
Is it a town? I thought it was. Where's it?
Because he has
the ability. Blessing.
Oh, your blessing ability. Gotcha.
You need 6
Sorry, it's been a while since that came up.
No, that's perfectly all right. You're forgiven this time. Is that 1 in all 4 of them? I can't remember.
Each one of those is worth 1.
When taking this town, skip and move space forward
Except
on each of the cult tracks. Yes.
That one's a 2. Yeah, sorry.
That it was this one specifically at the bottom right corner, which is you move it on each track, and it is true. It's 1 on each track.
1 on each track, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 1 on any.
Priest. I think that's probably what I'm going to go for. 6 coins, don't really need. 2 workers is juicy, but I don't really need for what I'm planning to do. So I think I would take that one.
You're going to get so many workers at the end of the round.
Yep. I'm just going to throw that bad boy down there. So I will move 1 up on each track. 1, 2. That moves 2 power, and that moves
You can get
5
5
power.
workers
Only move 4, so I will move 4.
Can you not move another one from here into the next?
Oh yeah, I can. You're right. You are right. Yes.
Tom?
What am I doing this turn? This turn, I'm
Oh,
going.
you upgrade. Did I? I did take the thing from that. Oh, I just gained power actually because you.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, you just gain 1 power. Yes, you do. Yeah.
I gained 1. Yay.
This turn, I'm going to use my stronghold ability to terraform this tile.
Yep.
And I will use my 1 worker and 2 coins.
I get another power then. Yay.
And I get a guy there. Your turn, Luke.
Okay. I am out of money. I have 1 worker. I am passing. And I'm going to take this action. That gets me, take the 2 coins, shove them back over here. So I get 2 coins, which is nice. But I've got a bonus to my shipping for next round, which is good. Sadly, that means I have to do something about it during the round rather than go, because, well, anyway, right, that's me done.
Okay, cool. Just trying to think about what I want to do. I have 2 priests, 1 worker. It's just 2 flies. Unhelpful, isn't it? I think I just build out more for now. Yes, I think I do. I think I saw a pretty cat. Yeah, 1 less worker, 2 less gold, and I build on. Oh, sorry. I actually get my brain into freaking gear here. I will pay 6 power is actually what I'm doing, not the thing I just said before. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. What the hell am I doing? To do, I think, this action. And then I will convert I have 2 dig power, so I can do 2 dig power worth of converting. And then
Can you do both of those?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. I will check in 2 seconds. And then I will I will definitely build on one of them anyway, whether I can do both of them or not. I believe I can. And then I've paid for that, I've done that, I've done this, I put that on there, that's all good, and I have finished. Let me check about the digging. Yes,
sorry.
you can. I can't build on the second one, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, build up.
So that's you done.
That's my turn done, yeah.
Okay, I am going to spend 2 workers. And my 5 gold, or 5 of them. And upgrade this trading house into a temple.
Nice, don't forget your blessing.
And I will, at this point, get my blessing. What blessing shall I get? I'm going to get...
It's worth pointing out that in the final scoring, if you are on the 0 point of the cult tracks, you do not score for them.
As a reminder,
Yeah,
yes, that's a good shout.
I'm going to take this one, which is a bit dull. But it...
Three coins and 1 fire is not a bad...
3 coins in upkeep and 1 up in my fire track.
Yeah.
So that puts me up there. Luke, you've passed. So Ross, it's your turn.
It is my turn. Okay. I will use a priest. I'll pop it over on this track somewhere. Probably most efficient at the moment is on the blue track for 1, 2. I will gain 2 power from that. That's me.
I'm going to pass at this point.
Sure thing. I will use another priest on the blue track for 1, 2. Back to me again. I will pay 3 power to cover this one here and gain another priest. And then it comes back around to me. And then I will use that priest to take the final slot on here and gain 2 power and take this final point here, which gets me 3 power.
Nice.
Back round to me, and I have no priests, no workers, and no power, so I think that is me done.
Okay, so clean up.
That is clean up. As we head into our final round.
I did it for you, Tom.
Thank you. So get a worker for every 2 things. Ross, you get
5 workers.
5. I get 2. Which is nice.
Oh, did you get, Ross, your bonus 5 points for building your...
I think so. You said you gave it to me, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I hope so. I trusted that you did it. So
yeah, I did. I remember counting them. All right. I'm not going to bother putting coins on these guys because we're not going to take. And actually, I guess technically you do take them when you pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
And coins are a tiebreaker, I think, or they give extra points or something.
You get a victory point for every 3 coins you have.
Yeah. Not sure it's going to make much difference, but there we go. Might as well have them. For funds.
Oh, that was a bit useless actually, because I just blew through all my priests last round.
Okay, so we gain stuff. I am getting 1.
6, 7. I didn't need to spend that power last round.
I gain 3 power. I gain...
Oh, hold on. I didn't do loads of power. I'm so bad at remembering that.
6.
5 gold.
That's from 1, 2. And the third one's from there.
Gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm all good.
6, 8 workers.
Yeah, because then that's 2, 4, 1 from there. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Something else. Oh, I get a priest.
1 power on here. 2 coins from there. 1 priest.
You get to a point where you've got so many workers and you haven't got enough money to use them properly.
Yeah.
And you can't just sort of trade them in for anything else.
Not really.
I expect there's one of the characters can
probably
trade in workers for power or something.
I also imagine if we'd probably been more efficient, we probably would have converted more of the trading into more of the dwellings into like the trading posts and stuff.
I mean, the thing is, you have to then develop them to get the sanctions and stuff. So
it's a tricky balance.
Right. Excuse me. So we get okay.
All right. So
I kind of like goof, but not really. It's fine.
Okay. I'm going to spend 4 power to get 7 coins.
Okay.
That's me done.
Cool. Right. Where do I start with all these workers? All these juicy workers. Get a convert in maybe early might be good. But also doing that. Okay, hold on. I need at least. I just need to mark off 2 at least, and then I know I'm not going to stitch myself up later down the line. Yeah, like you've got so many workers here. Like, what the hell?
There's nothing you can do with them at this point.
I'm going to spend 3 power to gain a priest. Oh no, I don't have a priest to gain. I cannot do that. I have gained all of the priests that I could gain. I retract that statement.
Hang on, there's only 6 there.
I got 1 in front of me.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
he was trying to get another one.
So you've got 1 unspent.
Yeah. Yes. I should. Where am I going to get value from? This is where it gets really like I want to crunch every single. I think I spend 5 gold here. Do I do that now? No, I need to save. Okay, no, I'm building up my turns. This is good. So I need that for that. I need that for that. I just need to prioritize shared spaces with you guys. So, and in fact, what do I get? Oh, let me think about this. What do you get value points for at the end? Going up those tracks for large townsteads and for gold. Is that it? It's just the 3?
Yeah, it's those things. Cult scoring, area scoring, resource scoring.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Which I could be in trouble, actually.
Yeah, because that kind of just means...
Because at the moment, you stand to gain 24 points.
From cult, you mean?
From the cult. Tom is getting 8. Because he's not leading in any, but he is second in 2. I'm getting 4. I'm getting 12.
Well, it's just silly because I'm trying to count up. I almost have to be reactive to you guys on how big you make your settlements to try see if I can like match it. That's what I'm trying to look at, because obviously for me, having the gold is kind of valuable because every 2 gold is a victory point essentially.
Sure.
So if I'm spending 2 gold to put a new hut down, plus the workers and stuff to work the land, then I'm having to get value out of that of at least 1 victory point, which I won't do if I'm just like permanently second or permanently third or even permanently first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Tom's largest one at the moment is 7.
It's not. It's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
1, 2, 3.
Because you add up the
5, 6, 7. Oh, do you add the bridges as well?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because it's 2 for the counting house, 2
it's
for
the type matters. It's the power value.
It's the power value. Yes, it is the power value. Yes. Obviously, guys. I remembered that when I was planning for things. I definitely remembered that was important. I just don't know because I'm essentially getting 7 points out of that. But at the moment, who is winning then on that front? Luke. Does Luke have any sailing power? No, neither of you have any sailing power. None of us have bothered with sailing at all. So that's 3,
That's
5,
8.
8. At the moment, my biggest probably is this. Could be
Which
either of
is
these groups,
7.
7 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So either group's the same.
Mm-hmm.
But if you add one to this one,
Yeah.
that puts you in joint second.
I think I do that. I think I spend 2 points and a worker. Sorry, excuse me. At this point, and I play it slightly safer, and I put another building out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me done, I think.
I'm paying
I feel like
power.
I played a bunch of really good games, and then literally last turn, I did a really good setup, but not really for what would have been the end game turn.
Yeah. Building a bridge?
Building bridge
Yeah,
there.
that surprised me.
Fine.
See if I can.
Rotate it. All right.
Hey!
I'm going to spend 6 power to take this double spade action. By taking the double spade action, I'm then going to use a worker and 2 coins. To build this hut. Oops. Let's see, because positioning up there. No, not on that hex. On this one.
Is that a green? Is that a forest?
Oh, sorry, I've just converted it to. I got the double spade action. I forgot to drag that thing across. Thank you. Which I think is 1, 2,
That's hovering for me.
3.
There you go.
There you go. That is 6.
That's 5, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
because
no, it is 6. That's counting house.
yes.
Thing.
Okay, I'm done.
Ross?
Yeah, I'm going to convert one of the houses here. I'm going to spend 3 and 2. Sorry, so I tried to fight my cough. To pull this one away. And then put this one out. And I gain 3 victory points for the round for doing this. 2, 3. And then that is me.
I'm going to spend all 6 of my gold, because I'm permanently broke, because I'm a nomad, and 4 workers to upgrade my temple to the sanctuary.
Nice.
At which point I will get a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to get this one.
Yeah, nice.
2 in the water and 1 in everything, I think.
No, 1 in anything.
Oh, that one's 1 in anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well.
Is that still
So
good?
2 in the water and 1. I'll put 1 in air, so I'm at least on the board on all of them.
That's fair.
And that's your turn, Luke.
Yes, I am going to spend. Hold on. Let's plan this out. Yeah. Okay. No, can't do that. All right. Too many options. Not enough abilities to do things. All right. I will spend 6 coins, taking me down to 5.
Oof.
priest. Oh, no, it's only 4 coins. Aha! Anyway, wait, what am I doing? What ability am I doing? Yes, I'm upgrading a thing, idiot.
Sorry, what are you doing?
I got overexcited and I basically started to talk about the turn I'm planning to do next.
Oh,
I'm spending 2 workers and 6 coins to upgrade this settlement
Yep.
into a storehouse, which then makes that a town, which means I get a town bonus. So let's see what we've got. We've got 8 points. I think.
I know why I haven't been moving up that track. I've not been scoring town points.
Oh, did you not score them at the time?
No.
I gave you the town points for this one.
Okay, I don't think I scored the town points for this one. Not that's a huge number, actually, it's only 6. I've not been doing that, but I kind of forgot that there was town points at the top of that. At least I don't think I have.
Ooh. Now, this is a difficult choice. Do I take 5 points and 6 coins? Because obviously the 6 coins is going to benefit me for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
Or do I take 8 points and the 1 in every elemental track?
Off all the tracks, and
Which would net me a lot more points.
I think so. Well, it would net you at least 4 points.
It's going to get me quite a lot of points. Okay, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to put it over here. Underneath.
If you're tied, do you...
You split the points for the 2 levels. So second and third would basically shit.
You get 3 points each, basically. Yeah.
We get 3 points each, yes. So that comes off the track. This goes up, and I get a power. This goes up, and this one goes up, and I get 2 power. So I get 3 power from that. Plus, how many victory points was it? 8. 8.
I feel like I have set myself a strategy which I have completed and it has not paid off. We'll see, but I really don't think it has.
Did you just give yourself those points for that, Ross?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay. And then I gained 3 power because I advanced stuff. Not that I think having power at level 2 is going to make any difference whatsoever. I mean, I could troll myself. I could just sacrifice power to advance to the 3rd level.
Actually, not a bad idea. I was thinking about doing this myself, but then I thought, do I be nice and tell the other guys my plan? Which is obviously you can siphon power off them for gold. And then gold is victory points at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's not as many points, though.
No, but power's worthless at the end of the game. So if you've got loads of power at level 2, you could just split it in half. And
is that a one per turn, or is that a do it as many times as you like?
I don't know on that one.
It's your turn, Ross, so I'll look that up whilst you take your turn.
I'm trying to keep track of
On top of your action, you may move power tokens from bowl 2 to bowl 3. That's the key thing. You have to then remove power tokens from bowl 2 from the game.
Yes, you basically split it, but at the end of the game it doesn't matter, so you just split it in half. The question is how often can you move from 3 to 1 to gain that benefit? Do you know what I mean?
You do not have enough power in bowl 3 for a specific conversion action. On top of your action, you may move the desire. I think the power conversion you can only do it once per round.
Yeah.
But in order to do it, you could just sacrifice the power. So I mean, I could get 2 coins from it.
Yeah. Which
actually isn't enough to do an action, but it might be helpful for something else. Anyway.
I'm going to spend 3 and 2 workers to upgrade from this to this, getting some more victory points for that.
Oh, I will gain a power. Oh no, I have to gain 2 and lose a victory
point. Yes.
Where was that you were upgrading, sorry, Ross?
Here.
I get that. I could do that as well.
You don't have one link to that, do you? This one here.
I've got this guy. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you pointed at your mouse was hovering over this
No,
one.
this was the original.
Gotcha.
The OG.
Gotcha.
That is me, though.
Okay.
I am going to use my remaining priest because I have one. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go in the earth track. Increase that by 2 and gain power. Da-dum. Okay.
Okay. I am going to spend a priest and 4 coins to upgrade my shipping track.
Yeah. Gives you 2 victory points.
Gives me 2 victory points.
I've done that for you.
Oh, thank you.
It does actually increase the size
9.
of this.
Yes, it makes that a 9 now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although actually, I will point out that I do technically, because I have the +1 from the.
Oh, it is +2 now. Yeah.
I have a +2.
That does.
Although I don't.
That links this
So
one here.
that will,
Then.
Yes,
that will go away at the end of the round.
that's true. Well,
Because
actually,
it will go before you do cleanup.
yeah, it does. Well, we don't do cleanup in the final round. That's the thing.
You do cleanup, don't you? You just don't do upkeep.
Yes, but your last action is to pass, which involves putting the,
putting the tile
the
back.
bonus
That's
back.
true. That's true. Okay, never mind.
Okay, it's back to me, is it?
Yes.
I will spend. Is that the best approach for this? There's no point doing that. There's no point doing that. I will spend a meeple to. What's better? Push Tom back on that to 3rd, and then claim the 4 points myself, or to secure the lead on this one.
I have no way of gaining any more priests or gaining any more in cults. So that is my final standing on those.
Luke has 1 priest. 0 power at the moment in order to gain more. Unless he does some weird ass township thing, he can't, I think. But not enough there. Okay, in which case then that would mean it's worth me pushing Tom, going here. And pushing Tom into 3rd. And actually boosting 1 power up into here, actually, which is helpful because that gives me more options now.
Yes, Sapphire 9218, we are still going.
It's actually not doing.
We're not far off finishing, though. We're not far off finishing.
Did we decide you could only do one of the power splitting thing, or can we do it all at once?
You can transfer. I think you can transfer multiple power as part of the same action, but I think the conversion rate of turning power into gold is a singular transaction. I think.
Cool.
So you basically have to spend multiple turns doing it. I think if we get to that point, we will just be going.
I mean, that's where I'm at. So I will.
I mean, we could just house rule it because it's not going to make any difference for the turn.
I think you do you spend
So
all your power stuff and wrap up all in 1 turn. Done.
I will remove 4 from my 2nd pool to move 4 into my 3rd pool.
Okay. Well, it's part of the action. So are you then transferring those into 5 coins?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
So are we calling that one action to do?
That is one action, yeah.
Okay, so I gain 5 coins from that.
Okay. Right. Let's think. Ooh, wait, hang on.
I did not mean to pick that up.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to spend. Oh, wait. No. Ah! Damn.
You have no gold now.
Gold's not the issue.
Oh, okay.
Gold's not the issue. My issue, weirdly, is actually running out of houses. I don't have enough gold to upgrade something to then give me back a house. Hold on, let's think. Do that and that. And I won't have enough of those to put there anyway.
Does my microphone actually mute when I put it up, right?
We can't hear it particularly well.
Excellent. Just because when I cough, I know that could be quite annoying.
I see you, Sapphire, throwing out that shade. 2.5 hours to build some houses. 2.5 hours for a first place, not bad, as you say, Opposite. Like, you didn't spend 3 hours in D&D on one conversation. Hopefully next time I'll spend 3 hours hitting stuff. We did also have to go through the rules quite a lot to just try and understand what we were doing. Right, hold on. Hold the fudge on.
I mean, we're holding. We're not doing anything else.
Oh, well, all right. Okay. All right. I'm going to go with original plan.
Oh, I didn't realise.
What?
My trading posty thing track is different to you guys. Yours is like 2 across the board. Mine goes up to 4 gold. If I'd realised that, I probably would have pumped more of that out and just.
I think that this is one
powerhouse through money. Right. Okay.
All right. So I'm spending 2 workers to do a dig action, and I'm going to.
I think all of them do that, Ross.
No, Luke's doesn't.
Mine do.
Oh, okay. So it's not as unique then. That's fine.
No, it's just individual character powers.
Yeah.
But anyway, right. I'm spending 2 to convert this 2 workers to convert this square into my terrain, and I'm done.
Okay. Let me just clear my throat. Right. So hold on, because I'm trying to snipe the second place township from Luke, and I'm going to be open about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Currently counted because he does not have a shipping distance to pull this temple into it. So
No.
9 in his total. My current total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I am only literally 1 ahead of him. He has no money to put any more structures down, however. Unless I'm missing something obvious. It would not be in my benefit to place another worker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it kind of safe and just basically prep a turn, because there's no point having workers at the end, and I can't use my workers for anything to gain me gold, no, or victory points, no. So I'm going to spend 2 workers. Yes.
For what? Sorry.
Just to dig.
Okay.
And I'm going to flip this to this.
Okay. There is something you have forgotten, Ross.
What is that?
The overwhelming power of my stronghold action.
It is my turn.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of stronghold action, I'm going to use mine.
Mhm.
I didn't realise I actually have 2 coins, which I might as well use.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm going to do that, and then I will use 1 worker and
coins.
2 coins.
Just so you know, Luke, this has sucked all the power out of your move a second ago.
I know, right? You see, Ross, you had forgotten something. The overwhelming power of my stronghold action.
Oh dear. Sorry, that
Which allows me to build a structure into a forest space that
It
does
does.
not have to be adjacent, but it now connects those 2 towns.
Oh, fucking genius.
Does it?
Yes.
There's not a shipping route between this one and the left one.
It goes through the middle, so I've got
So
this
tie into here.
this tile here, and then this tile into
This
here.
tile only goes to the desert tile over here.
No, it connects to this one because it's the hexes.
Isn't that the
Is it not?
bridges? Isn't that the bridge?
It's where
routes?
isn't it? I thought it was only where the bridges could be built.
No,
That
I think it just links any tile. It links up. The bridges are for well, the bridges
Physical.
for
They're direct
these
connections between 2
things to
tiles.
go on. Which is why there's no bridges over here, because you can't bridge to here then here, I think.
Yeah.
if I had understood that, well, shit.
I would give apologies for the language, but it is 11:30. So if you let your kids watch this at this point, it's your own fault.
I think you're allowed 1 S word per stream.
Oh, Ross has dropped like 5 at this point.
I've been conscious. I've been quite good. I think that was my first swear a second ago. I think, but usually I have just
It wasn't.
I just have dropped loads by that point. So hold on. Oh bollocks! I mean that's good because then they didn't spend the gold for nothing. So your township is now probably the largest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
we can't get.
Can I match Tom? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm at 14.
You're at
Can
14.
you match it?
2, 4, 6, 10. I can get 6. I can get to. Hold on. Need to just do some. Oh, I will actually need more gold. Who would have thunk it? Can I get to...
Oh, I did not realise that there was a bonus for putting down the trading posts this round. I've put 1 down. That was an extra 3 points.
It's too late now, punk. I don't know if I gave myself 3 points for this one, but I'll just at this point just accept that I didn't. I think the point system is kind of.
I mean, I will give you 3 points because
a bit chaotic.
I
Well,
gave myself.
I don't want to be like sneaky.
I mean, I suppose I've got 3 coins. It would actually better serve me to change that into a trading post and get victory points than get 1 free coin.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
Ross, it is your turn. What are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, that's kind of the internal conversation I'm having right now. Because 1 victory point, but that's worth 3. In fact, yeah, I'm just gonna spend 3 and flip this into this, which does, Luke, technically give you the option to get some power.
What's that? Sorry, you're doing?
I put. You get 2 power for -1.
I will take that. I think.
2, 3. Tom, have you already passed?
no.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Oh, I need to spend.
Is that my turn then?
Yes, it is. I need to spend 2 workers to do that. I didn't do that yet. Yep.
Right, I will do as I'd have said. I will minus 3 coins and 2 workers to swap this one here for a trading post.
Ross, you have
Ross,
the
you
option
have
of
the option of power.
I.
And I gain 3 victory points for that.
I won't take that.
And it's
Just
Luke's
some-
turn.
there was just noises happening coming from my living room, which is funny because I've got no context, and I just heard some mocking voice go, "Oh, what the fuck?" Anyway, all right. I am going to use the power conversion action to convert 1, 2, 3. Convert 3 power into 3 coins. I'm just going to drop my power off to the side. Okay. Ross.
I'm just triple checking. I can't upgrade any more things. There's no point me in spending the money now to try boost my township size up. So my workers are kind of useless at this point, I think. If I got hold on 1 second. This might actually be like a. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh yeah, you need freaking the priests for these. Otherwise, this is kind of a good stealthy way of getting like 6 victory points at the end of the game. I think I just do the same thing. I don't think I can spend my workers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So you can.
So I will convert
You can
4 and 4 basically.
and then get 8 coins,
Yeah, so that goes off. And then get 8 coins.
which he can turn into so many victory points.
And
Take it to my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I pass and I gain 8 victory
yeah, it's
points
a pretty good
from
one.
doing so.
Dang.
That is not going to make a difference at this stage, but sure.
I don't know.
Sneak up behind me.
I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Okay. For my final turn, then, I'm going to spend my last priest and the 3 coins added to the 1 that I already had to advance the shipping track. So I get 3 victory points for that, and this now becomes part of.
Which is why it wasn't worth me.
Thanks, Ross.
Cool.
Yeah, giving me that power made that possible. I mean, technically, Tom, you do take an extra one of these, which does mean you do get the coins that are placed on it.
I'm only going to get 1 coin.
That's true.
This one's got 2 on it.
Well, one's got 2, but that's still not worth a victory point, so it's not worth it. I have 0 coins.
Fair enough.
I don't think I can do anything. Full stop. I've got no power now. I've got no workers as established. So I will convert 12 coins into 6 points.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Okay. There's nothing I can do with my bonus workers, is there?
No, that's what I was trying to figure out a second ago.
I'm assuming you passed as well. You were just doing that as a.
No, technically.
Is that your action?
Oh, I don't know actually.
I think we've been playing that as it's your an extra.
Yeah,
action.
you're right. Okay, in which case, hold on. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do with the bonus thing. So in fact, it is worth me taking this one for the 2 coins to then convert them into 1 extra victory point.
Yeah, any time for any number of times. So yeah.
1 extra victory point.
I'm not sure if you can do it now though, because you've just passed.
Is it any time, or is it any time on your turn?
May trade 1 victory point for 1 coin, or 2 coins for 1 victory point anytime and any number of times.
I'm just saying it's
that.
Yeah, just let him do it.
Yeah, sure, 1 point.
If I win by 1 point, then we can argue the difference.
Well, yeah, but we'll do that off stream because we'll be tired.
Or we won't do it at all.
Or we won't do it at all. That is the more probable action. Although it could be argued that Tom could have taken the one which had 2 coins to stop Ross being able to get that extra point.
It's true.
He chose not to. I can't do anything with 4 workers, can I? There's nothing you can do with them.
Not without gold as well.
No, literally.
There is nothing. Okay, then I have to pass. I get a gold, which is irrelevant. All right. Then we proceed to final scoring. So we'll start off with the cult tracks. Ross is the leader in 3 of them, so gets 24 points.
Yep.
And you're second in the 3rd, so you get 28 points.
Correct. Are you recording this somewhere?
I mean, I was just going to advance you on the track.
Oh, yeah, that also makes sense.
So 20 puts you on...
It really annoys me that they don't have the numbers in between. It's such a small detail.
8.
But to not have the incremental numbers between the 5s just irks me.
Yeah, so that's you. Ticket to Ride's like that, though, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Yeah. Tom, you did not win any, but you've come second twice. So you 8 points, and then another
4.
2, another 4. So you get 12.
Ticket to Ride has every single number on it.
Oh, then never mind. I have besmirched the good name of Ticket to Ride for no reason.
Writing you an angry letter.
I came second once. I won once, and I came 3rd twice. So I get 8, 4, 8. I get 16. So where am I? I'm on 62. So 72. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're into area scoring. Determine the numbers of structures directly and adjacently, property values, etc., etc. Highest number gets 18 points, which I think we've said is me, because I think mine is 16.
You got
now.
the 2 groups and the extra bonus one.
Yeah. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Although I will say, what a stupid setup for my faction to have one group here and then another group here. When am I ever going to link that things together? With
to be fair, my factions were
ridiculous.
My starting one was here and one over here.
Yeah,
and then I built using powers to get.
Yeah, but exactly, and you've got like that's anyway. It's just peculiar to me.
So I got 19. So Tom and Ross, what did you get? Or Tom, who was counted first?
I got 15, I think. 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
I got 10 and then stopped because everyone else was rocketing ahead. So
okay, so Ross, you get 6.
Yep. Excuse me.
18. And Tom, you get 12.
I was really hoping for a tie break on that being that 1 point that you gave me.
Yeah. And then finally, the leftover resources, which none of us have any. So Tom has ended the game on 73, Ross has ended on 93, and I ended on 96. Whew.
Damn.
That was a close one.
Sure.
At one end.
I'm trying not to be salty.
No, that's an interesting game. I think the introductory, different powers and different setups probably would have made a difference on that.
Yes.
Plus, this is the first game, so we were trying to figure it out as we went along.
Yes.
I mean, I guess my faction is kind of geared towards spreading rapidly and creating lots of small settlements and then building them to cluster together. Based on that stronghold ability. And I got that pretty early on.
It is really late. I need to go to bed.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries. All right. In which case, we will, before you disappear off, Tom, we'll say goodbye because then we can let it all go. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for sticking around with us this long. If you have, take care of yourselves, stay safe. We will be back next week with more board games and stuff. Keep an eye out on our Instagram and Twitter at Eat Crit Survive for more details. Until then, take care of yourselves and good night.